Welcome everybody. I'm very happy that you all decided to join us today. My name is Reverend Bo Nelson. I'm a Circle Sanctuary minister, and I am going to be walking you guys through and coordinating today's Welcome Spring ritual. I'm again very excited that you're all here. So a couple of things before I get started. What you want to do is, before we get too far, make sure you have a couple things. First and foremost, make sure you're comfortable. Whether you're outside, hopefully you are, or not, make sure you're comfortable. So set the stage for yourself. If you have incense that you like, if you have candles you want to burn, anything that's going to help set this stage for you, take a moment, get that together. A couple other things. In our ritual here, we are going to be planting some seeds and doing a little bit of seed magic. So if you have a pot or some sort of vessel that you can plant the seeds in, that's great. You'll need some dirt. And then seeds of your choice. Like I said, they can be herb seeds, vegetable seeds, flower seeds, whatever your heart desires. So have those ready, and we'll combine them together later. If you don't have them, keep in mind, there is nothing in this ritual that you need physically other than what's within you. There's nothing inside you that isn't outside of you. So if you don't have these objects, you can still participate and get the same experience out of it. If you have headphones, now is also a good time to use them. Depending on where you're at, like I said, being able to kind of zone into the words that I'm saying and what's going on might also help. If you're out in the woods, maybe take one of them out. That way you can hear the sounds of nature at the same time here. So that's what you'll need for today. And again, I considered playing some music and doing some things on the background, but because we have such a beautiful spring day, all these wonderful sounds of wildlife, I chose not to do that. However, if you are in your own place, you've got some music again that is something you normally use to set the stage and really create that energy for you, feel free to go ahead and play it. So, first today, what I want to do is we're going to cast circle and create sacred space. So to do so, what I'd like you all to do right now is, whether you're standing or seated, just be comfortable. Take a few deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to settle your mind, and I want you to visualize in your mind's eye the place that you are right now. But only visualize it shrouded in a little bit of darkness or twilight. See everything around you. See the objects. See the place. Then you see something shift in the shadows. And into your space walks a number of figures. These individuals are your community, the others who are also experiencing and working this rite today, regardless of where they are in the world, what their path is, what their tradition is. Visualize them joining you now in this sacred space. Once they've circled, in your mind's eye, just outside of the circle, see a beam of bright light shoot out of the ground. Then visualize that light slowly moving, creating a circle that wraps around the entire group. Watch it slowly move from direction to direction to direction to direction and back to where it started, creating a circle cast around us. Again, visualize with your mind's eye that light, but now something new blossoms from that light, and you start to see vines and leaves, mushrooms and moss. You see things start to grow out of that circle cast and grow up to create a wall around you, hugging the entire group. And then it envelops us and goes overhead, creating a barrier of protection and safety for all those in the circle. At this time, we'll call forth the elements. If you're outside, feel free to turn directions if you know which way the directions are. If not, just simply visualize each of these elements as they come forward. So first, we look and focus to the north. Element of earth, home of our ancestors, that which brings stability and strength to our community and our circle. Join us, share with us your blessings, and watch over us. Hail and welcome. We then focus our attention to the east, element of air. We call forth air. Bring into our circle communication, inspiration, and intellect, and new ideas. Join us here, bless us with your energy, and be with us in this rite. Hail and welcome. We then turn our focus to the south. We call to the element of fire, to the warmth of the new sun, to the return of the light, to the cleansing and clearing energy that burns with fire. We call to fire, hail and welcome. We turn to the west and we call forth water. Element of water, bring into this circle and place balance and fluidity. Today on the equinox, more than ever, help us balance the light and the dark. Bless us with that energy and be here with us now. Element of water, hail and welcome. And now to the center. First, I want to call forth a messenger of the masculine divine, the robin. The robin comes to us now, migrating back into our areas after a cold winter and dark time. And on the breast of the robin is a symbol of the bright sun that's returning. We call forth the divine masculine and the robin. We then call forth the divine feminine and the messenger of the divine feminine, the robin, the rabbit. The rabbit comes to us parallel to the robin, coming from the underworld, out of hibernation, bringing messages of the divine in the feminine form. Hail and welcome, rabbit. And when the robin and the rabbit both emerge, they join in union. And it's at this point I would like to call forth spirit and the spiritual divine, that which is neither and both. Spirit, be with us now. Watch over this rite. Bless us and be with us on this sacred time. Hail and welcome, Spirit. anytime I do work on a Sabbath, I always try to share with people the idea of the wheel of the year, because I truly believe that when it comes to celebrating the Sabbaths, the wheel of the year is the perfect example and definition of who we are as people and the ebbs and flows of life. The reason I say it, and I said it before, there's nothing outside of us that isn't inside of us. And the parallel of that is there's nothing within us that's not without. So I think it's vitally important that us, especially as pagans, are in tune with nature and the turn of the wheel. Everything around us defines who we are and the ebbs and flows of life, how we grow and how we learn. So to describe the wheel of the year, I'll start in the beginning talking about Yule. At Yule is a fascinating time because it's a moment that is based 100% around faith. Before our modern day and age, that was the darkest time of the year, and it still is now. But at that point in time, everybody had to then hide within their homes, keep warm, and prepare for an unknown winter. The light was at its least. Darkness took up the majority of the day. So it was a moment where faith was there that things were going to get better. Things were going to change and be more comfortable. So as the wheel of the year changes, what happens is throughout the winter and the dark times, we start to go inward, right? We focus on the internal world, things that are important to us, what we want to do, what we want to achieve. We start to learn more. We accomplish things that we wouldn't normally the rest of the year. And it leads towards the spring. And it's in the spring, and specifically today when everything's in balance, that we start to think about the potential and the possibility. We've spent all this time throughout the winter focused inside, and now we're starting to see the sun is coming back. Nature and animals are returning, and we're starting to see more happen. So we start to get excited, and it's the anticipation of the things we want to manifest in the years to come, or in the year to come, and how we're going to do it. We move to the summer when we are fully engaged with the external world. We're working our fields, our crops, whether those crops be literal plants that we're growing or whether they're metaphorical, and whether those crops are the things that inside we're trying to build up, we're trying to achieve, our goals that we're setting for ourselves. And then what happens is the fall comes and everything is in harvest. We've finally achieved everything that we've worked for in the external world. And then the wheel turns again and we go back into the internal world. And it's this ebb and flow that happens year after year for us. It's how we grow as individuals. But today is a time of balance. And I love this time of year because it is truly a time of potential and possibility. Right now, all of us are celebrating the harvest of the dark times. And what I mean by that is we're enjoying the fruitful darkness. We are so internally full of possibility, seeds, and things that we want to accomplish and put into motion to manifest, that is our harvest at the end of the season. Now, we have some friends who've joined us today for this ritual that are in the southern half of the hemisphere, and they are on the opposite side of that. They're currently experiencing the harvest and the joys of the external world. So regardless of which side of the hemisphere we're on, this is a time of balance when we've done all we could do in the previous season and we're starting to move forward for what's next. So what I'd like to do for just a few moments, I'd like everybody to take a moment, take some deep breaths, and use this time to contemplate two different things. One, take this time to contemplate the season that's passed in the dark time of the year, what did you learn about yourself? What parts of you grew? What ambitions did you have? Whether they be personal, whether they be work, family, it doesn't matter what it is. Take a moment to look back at the time of the dark and what did you get out of it? And then I want you to take a second moment and really start to think about what it is that you want to manifest. You are fully abundant with the fruitful darkness and everything that you've learned throughout that dark time. What is it now? And when we do our magic with the seeds here shortly, what are the things that you want to bring into your life over the course of the next year? So that way 6 months from now, when we're joined together again, we can all look at each other, smile, and realize the work that we've done. But it all starts today. So I'm going to play the singing bowl for about a minute. Take some time, just think over some of these different thoughts, and we'll go from there. We give thanks to spring. We give thanks to the world around us, and we give thanks to the possibility and potential that we all have. And at the same time, I want to make sure that I show my appreciation for you, for my community, because it's through the work that we do, the things that we manifest, that we strengthen our community and strengthen this world. So we give thanks to spring, and we give thanks to this season. So now what I would like to do is if everybody wants to grab their pot, their seeds, and their dirt. And again, I want to emphasize, if you don't have these things here with you, you don't really need them. I had I've said it over and over and over, and I'm going to say it again. I had a mentor when I was a teenager that helped me very much on the path. And I remember a ritual that I did with him. And I said, Steve, if Steve's watching, hi Steve. Steve, we need a red candle for this ritual, but all I have is this blue one. And he looked at me, he said, no, we've got it, this is good. And he takes the candle, and he takes a Sharpie off of his desk, and he writes the word red on it. And he hands it back, and he says, all right, we're set, right? At the time, I understood, but I didn't really understand. Again, there's nothing outside of us that's not within us. So, if you don't have seeds, dirt, pot, everything to do this right now, again, this is more about what's happening within you and less about the external world. So, when we're working through this, again, just think about the seeds, visualize them in your mind's eye, really work that energy, and I promise you're still going to get everything out of this. So first and foremost, if you would like to take your pot and grab a nice handful of soil, and if you've combined them already, that's fine, and place it in the pot. Feel free to get real messy at this point. Again, this is what connects us to the earth, to the world, and we give thanks to this soil. We give thanks to everything that Mother Nature has provided and everything that we have to allow us to be in this moment. Take a second, place your hand into the soil, and again, give thanks to the earth, give thanks to this dirt. This is symbolic of us. This is everything we are. This is also the home of our ancestors and everything we've ever been. We give thanks to this soil for the potential that it's going to offer. I then want you to take your seeds and place them in your right hand. We give thanks to this seed. This seed is the possibility. It's the potential. It is everything that we can and one day will be. And it's the union between these things that make all of life possible. So we give thanks to the seed. Now what I'd like you to do, one more time, close your eyes. And I want you to visualize with your mind's eye the circle that we all started in. Visualize that encompassing dome of vine and flower and moss that's surrounding the circle and your community of people. Visualize them all right there next to you still. And in your mind's eye, I want you to visualize the seeds that are in your hand. I want you to take a minute and whisper into those seeds what it is that you wish to manifest and bring into your life in the year to come. And again, with your eyes closed, visualizing with your mind that circle of people, I want you to visualize taking those seeds and pushing them into the dirt in the middle of those people, in the middle of your community, so everybody can witness the energy and the magic that you're putting forward. And once you've placed those seeds into the ground or into the floor in your mind's eye, visualize now a rumble in the ground. That rumble is the element of earth, accepting those seeds and holding them tight. Visualize then a breeze, a wind that comes through. It rustles and it begins to bring life to the floor that holds that seed. Visualize then the sun coming out and the element of fire warming that dirt. And finally, visualize drops of water, drops of rain, slowly pouring down onto that place, feeding that seed and beginning to bring it life. Visualize now that seed sprouting to life, shooting out of the ground and growing into whatever it is that you've manifested. See it in your mind's eye and feel it. Now, if you have seeds and dirt in hand, take those seeds, push them into the dirt. We give thanks to the seed. We give thanks to the soil. And now I'm going to teach you all a very short chant. Place your right hand over the seeds. And if you don't have the seeds and you're visualizing, place your right hand over your heart so you can feel the beat of your heart. And repeat after me. Seeds of possibility and potential. My wish increases exponential. I plant this day my great desire. It comes to life as this plant grows higher. I'm going to repeat this 3 times. Join with me if you'd like. Seeds of possibility and potential. My wish increases exponential. I plant this day my great desire. It comes to life as this plant grows higher. Seeds of possibility and potential. My wish increases exponential. I plant this day my great desire. It comes to life as the plant grows higher. Seeds of possibility and potential. My wish increases exponential. I plant this day my great desire. It comes to life as this plant grows higher. So mote it be. It's through the work that we do together that we grow as a community. So what I'd like you to do in the months to come, take your seed, take your plant, care for it. But every time you care for it, again, think about everything that you're trying to grow. It's not just about that plant, but that plant is the external mirror image of you inside and everything that you're growing and trying to build. Take time and put that plant in a windowsill, on an altar space, somewhere in your home that you're going to be able to see it and interact with it, care for it, and make it part of your day-to-day work. I want to thank you all for joining me today. In a moment, we're going to close the circle. But I'm glad that each of you were able to join and be part of this community. And whether or not you're watching this video now, or whether you're watching it tomorrow, some other time this weekend, all time is one. It still connects us together. So I appreciate you all being here and joining in spring, and I cannot wait to see what you've manifested in the days to come. So, to end this right, again, feel free to shift to directions if you'd like, or simply visualize as we go along. We honor the element of water. Thank you for joining this rite and offering us your blessings of balance. Stay if you will, go if you must. We turn to the south, an element of fire. Element of fire, thank you for joining us in today's rite. Thank you for warming us and bringing back cleansing, new, creative energy. Stay if you will, go if you must. We turn to the east and the element of air. Air, thank you for joining us today in this rite and bringing us winds of change and potential. Stay if you will, go if you must. And we turn to the north. Element of earth, thank you for joining us here today. Thank you for being the stability and the grounding energy that's going to help us manifest the change that we are aiming to see in our lives. Stay if you will, go if you must. And to sacred spirit, in the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and that which is both and neither. We give thanks to you. We give thanks for your protection, for your blessing, and for being there with us now and forever. Stay if you will, go if you must. Blessed be. As we walk away from today's ritual, I have 3 charges for you. And I hope that you go through it this afternoon. Charge number 1. We've had this fantastic online circle event. I want to thank Shell and Selena and everybody who helped make this possible. But once it's over, shortly after this video, Shell's going to do kind of some closing statements of her own. But once it's over, turn off your phone for a while. Turn off social media, turn off the TV, get away from electronics, and try to find a way to connect to nature, connect to the world around you, and just try to recenter yourself. Again, this is a time of balance. It's a time of balance. So take some time to disconnect. That's charge number 1. Charge number 2, do something to continue to celebrate spring. Make an altar. Do some spring cleaning. Make your favorite egg dish, hide eggs for the kids. Whatever you want to do, do something else today for yourself to help continue the energy and the work that we've done right now. And last but not least, give thanks and find a way to give an offering to earth, to spirit, for everything that it has provided, not only through the dark times, because again, the fruitful darkness isn't always easy to identify and it's not always as exciting, but everything that the earth has given, everything that the season has given, take some time after this to go out and give an offering, whatever that means for you, to give thanks and give back to spring. Thank you all very much for joining me. Welcome spring.